And mobile is a great example of that because we wanted to make sure that we continued to own the relationship with our customer. And in order to do that, we actually we're the first major publisher to launch a web app which has basically, it adheres to the same model that our desktop products do, and you can log in from your web app on any device or on the desktop using the same password that you would in any of the devices. So essentially, the FT is monitoring your engagement with our content and continuing to communicate with you, and mobile has become, our largest external source of subscriptions. It's 20% of our page views, and the great news is that, they're more engaged in mobile devices. They actually, they're 2.5 more times likely to spend money with us. So I think, behaving like a retailer in this particular instance has really worked for the FT.
For the Economist, two things. One is that our CEO is out there right now talking about something he calls Lean Back 2.0, and that is on the potential for tablets to transform the publishing industry. So I couldn't do it justice and don't have time to get into it here, so I'd advise you to look that up. For the Economist Online, I think what we're seeing is 10 to 20% of our traffic starting to come through mobile device. So tablets are an important part of our strategy, but so is the web, and the ability to make that experience as good as possible to bring the customer in rather than them coming with their mobile device and then bouncing back out because it's unusable. The other synergy we see is between mobile and social. I think Facebook is now saying within the next few months it will become 50% mobile, and Facebook has become a mobile country. The ability to share, the ability to read news via email, the ability to pass that on is another great opportunity for content producers to get their content out there.
All right, do we have any questions before we? John?
Hi, John Blossom, Shore Communications. Great panel. Something that's coming up recently is the use of ebooks to extend brands. NBC News, as an example, has announced that recently, that they're going to be pushing out into ebooks. What sorts of different content packaging do you see important in extending your brands and extending your monetization opportunities?
Is anyone exploring ebooks specifically?
We have e-reader products already, and we were in the Kindle store well over a year ago with a replica edition of the Financial Times newspaper. The more interesting opportunity for us moving forward is actually how to advance our app-like technology into the e-reader and have these products self-reference each other. So I think that is that's the direction the FT is moving in.
We have obviously tablet applications and smartphones, and kind of the new wave is connected TVs. So we have an app on the Samsung TV, a BBC News app that has video content in the home screen. You can click on BBC News and get video content. I think smart TVs is a very big wave.
Another opportunity there.
Of opportunity, yeah, for all kinds of types of media, and and who controls that interface, and is going to be very interesting to see how that all plays out. I mean, I don't think we're there yet. A lot of TVs will be connected in the next few years. Almost everybody will be buying connected TVs. Whether they actually connect them and use the functionality is the real question, and how that plays out in this market in particular with the MSOs, the cable operators, and whether they maintain control over the customer, or whether that goes to Google or Apple or yet to be named other
maintaining
providers.
Control over the customer.
Yeah.
Convergence is coming.
Do we have
down.
another question
Yes.
for the panel? Do we have one? All right, so then I'd love to speak to that question of owning that relationship. Talk a little bit about the Apple stores, these Amazon, these marketplaces where they are controlling your customer relationship and a large component of your revenue. Would any of you like to speak to how I think
it's quite an interesting one for Metro, because as I say, we're a free product on every platform. So currently we're on Apple's newsstand and we're free. I think we may be the only free newspaper on Apple's newsstand. We get 300,000 downloads, so it works. However, we also want to be on e-readers. We want to be on Kindle, but Amazon own that channel and will require us to make it a paid model. So for us, we're going to have our first paid model on Kindle when we finally get there. And who knows what the response will be. We're not actually too negative about it. We think it might work, but it will certainly be interesting to find out.
Well, it seems like you all maintain very close relationships with your customers. Does this intermediary interfere with that strategy? I mean, you guys have taken a different route.
We have an amicable relationship with Apple. We have an app. Our How to Spend It app is an advertising-based app, and it is in the Apple Store. But for FT.com itself, we made a decision to disintermediate. Our web app has over 1 million users. We feel that strategy has actually benefited the customer and the organization, not hurt us. And we'd like to encourage other publishers to create innovations along those lines.
I mean, we have 70 million uniques on BBC.com globally, and then 20 million in North America. We sell shows like Doctor Who, Top Gear, many of the deep library of the BBC to Apple, and have many other partnerships, Hulu, Netflix, et cetera. So I think it's about having a kind of diversified range of partners and maintaining your own services to make sure that you know your customer and have that constant pipeline of information for yourself.
Okay, well, thank you all very much. I wish we had more time. I really appreciate your participation.